Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing another unboxing, and here we have is a figure from the Manufacturer Prime1Studio, part of its Prisma Wing line, a 1/7 scale figure of the character Roxy Migurdia from the series Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. So just in case you don't know, Mushoku Tensei Isekai Ittara Honkai Dasu, or Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, is a light novel originally released in 2014 by the author or story writer Rifujina Mogonote, and the one who made the art for the novel is Shirotaka. Which this light novel also had a manga adaptation, I guess you can say, by the mangaka Fujikawa Yuka in the same year in 2014. Which this light novel slash manga also got an anime adaptation in 2021 by Studio Bind. So as the recording of this video, there's still the part 2 of the series that's still ongoing, and I'm really enjoying the series. So as you can see here in the background, this is the box rotating in 360, and yeah, so without holding you guys back, let's just take Roxy out of the box and see how this figure looks. As you can see here, straight out of the box, it does have 2 sets of packaging. So here on the first layer, you can see it has Roxy's entire body and it's covered in plastics. And then on the bottom set, it does have the base with a couple accessories that it comes with. So let's just remove all this plastic and put it all together to see how it looks. Alright, so just like with every PVC or statue that we do get, it does come with an assembly instructions guide. But funny enough, in this figure here, it does come with an English, a Japanese, and what I believe is Chinese step-by-step guide here, which is surprising because the other Prisma Wing that I've gotten only had Japanese, but this one comes with a set of 3 languages. So, which, you know, it's a neat little thing they gave. I feel like they should do that with more figurines, but they don't. So I don't know what was the thought of that, but I wonder who decided to do this for this figure, but let's just continue on. Alright, just so like other bases, we have information at the bottom of the base, which here we have is the story writer's name, the series name, and other information. So here we have a better view of the actual base that it does come with. As you can see, there's a swirling effect that they gave, so I guess we can consider this base as a diorama. So you can see a swoosh effect because, you know, the main character Roxy is like a magical magician, I guess you can say, for the series, because it takes place in another world, or an isekai. But yeah, so I'm really liking the way it came out. That little piece there with the little crystal is flexible, but I advise not to touch it too much because it feels like it could snap. So yeah, so you can see it swirls upwards. So because Roxy is flying with her little staff, they made it as so the swirling effect goes upwards. I don't know if that made sense, but I guess you guys know what I mean. And they gave a little, like almost like a carving to gave a little bit of a carving, you know, like how when you like carve wood, cool looking design. That's basically what they did with this base, as you can see there. But other than that, there's not really much to show you with the base, so let's just get moving on to the actual figure. Alright, so here we have is Roxy, and she has a pretty large cape, which is flowing in the wind, because she's flying upwards. So as you can see, there is a hole which goes on to the base itself, and on her boot area there is a peg which also goes onto the base. So ignoring that, what started with the cape here. The cape is pretty large, like I said. They did a pretty nice job with the shading and the coloring to it. Since it's flowing into wind, they gave it that flowing look. I don't know if that made sense. So just like her cape, her hair is also flowing in the air. You can see they gave it more of a wiggle look to it. And they did a pretty good job on the paint job here, as you can see on the top, giving her individual linings and stuff like that to represent the hair. And she has her hair tied up in knots. So here's another view of her clothing area, and here's the bottom view. She does have undergarments on her, which I do like the way the legs are sculpted. And they also did a neat paint job on the boots. So yeah, so the undergarments do have a pattern. I don't know if the camera picks it up. You can see like a little design on the top. But other than that, I think it's just a pure white undergarment area. But yeah, I think they did a pretty neat job with the way they sculpted the whole body. You can see more view shots up there right here. But just like her cape, her skirt, and her clothing's also wiggling or flowing in the air. And here's a close-up shot of the actual clothing area, which they did also another neat job here with the little shading in the dark areas of the clothing. You can see here's her face, a close-up shot of her face, and she's giving you a little smile because she's flying up with her staff. So other than that, it came out pretty nice. I like the way it came out. On the top of her head there is a small little hole, which I think you have an option to either put her hat or her cowlick. So let's just add this to the base. So you can see there's a hole here, and then there's a peg here for the cape. And just like the hole onto the cape and the peg that's on the boot, we just connect it to the actual base itself. Just be careful because the little whirl effect in the back does get kind of close when you're placing it onto the thing. So to prevent it from getting too close, try to be a bit cautious when adding these together. So here is the staff stick to complete the entire staff, and you connect it to the actual like top head of it here. So you're actually supposed to put this stick in between her legs. Relax, guys. So just like that, and then you just add it onto the actual head here. So from then you connect it to the hole that's on the staff head here, and then from then you connect the actual figure onto the base itself. But like I said before, just be careful when doing this because it tends to get really close to the swoosh effect, and you don't want to like break it or damage the figure. So after you connect it, you do have to bend the staff stick here a bit to connect it to her hand. So like I said earlier, this does come with a set of cowlicks. They give you two, which I don't know why. They're both exactly the same size, so it goes onto the top little hole that's on her head. And in my personal opinion, the cowlick looks a bit off. Like it doesn't really fit with the rest of the figure. It feels like a little cheap piece that's on top. But that's just me. But I feel like it should have been molded onto the hair. So the other option you do have is actually placing her witch hat, as you can see here. And yeah, so this goes directly right on her head, just like this. Alright guys, so that was Prime1Studio's Prisma Wing figure of the character Roxy Migurdia from the series Mushoku Tensei. And what do you guys think about this figure? Because I know there's other Roxy figures out there. I do have two other ones, so this is like my third one. But what do you guys think? If you have not seen Mushoku Tensei, I highly recommend it. It's such an amazing show. I've not actually read the novel, but I know the novel's complete. I'm more of an anime watcher for this series, but as an anime watcher, I really enjoy the music and also really enjoy the story. But if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. You will not regret it. But anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna leave you guys off with close-up shots of the figure itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
明日はあった、それさえ気づけなかった